Tech Podcast. I'm your host, David, and it is the Monday after Christmas. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful holiday, and I know I am probably just talking to the two people who ever watch this video. So, hi guys, how are you doing? But no, I'm back, and it was a really relaxing holiday. Definitely very grateful for the beautiful Christmas day that we had, just alone as a family, just quiet, peaceful. Man, that was exactly what I needed. This has of course been a really stressful year. 2020 will definitely go down in history as one of the craziest years of all time. But you know, it's a funny thing, because 2020 has also been a good year in many ways. I mean, we can say, you know, it's been an absolutely horrible year, but there were also a lot of good things that have happened. I know for me, my family's never been closer. My wife and I are closer now than we've ever been. We get along better. We're more in tune with one another. My children, we're in better shape. You know, our relationships are better, and we treat each other with goodness and decency. And you know what? I don't care what happens on the outside world. If we're happy as a family, if we're doing well as a family, then that's all that matters. And that's where I am today. I am at a place where 2020 has brought my family and I closer together than ever before, which makes this an absolutely wonderful year. Even if it was crazy, even if there was a lot of really crappy stuff happening, it's been a good year for us. And so hopefully that's the case for you too. Hopefully you have learned how to adapt, adjust, and hopefully you've taken the time this year to really improve your life, to improve your relationships, because that's really what this is all about. I mean, in the end, the money, the disease, death, sickness, all that stuff goes out the window. It just doesn't matter. So, what do I want to talk about for this video? Well, not much. I mostly wanted to express my gratitude to God for, you know, protecting us, protecting me and my family. It's been an amazing thing to see how well protected we've been despite all the nonsense that's occurred. So as we go into 2021, and granted, you know, we still have a few more days. I mean, Friday is New Year's, right? So we're coming up on the end of the year. What's going to happen? Well, that's going to be a good question. We're going to have to find out. Hopefully, everything goes well. I think I've already expressed my feelings that regardless of what happens with the situation with the presidency, where right now it looks like 99.99% chance that Joe Biden is going to be our next president, shortly thereafter to resign and have Kamala Harris be the president. And all I can say is, God, I hope you move on their hearts and their minds. God, I hope you move them to be wise and honest, and that hopefully they will humble themselves so that they can actually hear your voice. And that is a prayer that I think we all need to be saying. Honestly, I think it's a bit too optimistic at this point to hope on any kind of miracle happening on January 6th when Congress reviews the electoral vote. Sure, maybe something will happen. Hey, maybe this crazy theory that some people have, that somehow the Republicans are going to pull off a win in the Speaker of the House. Wouldn't that be weird if the Speaker of the House ends up being a Republican? I've actually suggested to people that the Republicans should actually make a deal with some of the Democrats. And you know what? Why not how about make Tulsi Gabbard the Speaker of the House? I don't think that would be a problem. I think that would actually be a really good choice. It would be a great healing move that would help bring Republicans and Democrats together, because I think a lot of people would see Tulsi Gabbard as a moderate that's not conservative. She's not a socialist or a progressive. She's just a traditional liberal, which, okay, great. That I can deal with. Pelosi needs to go. Pelosi absolutely needs to go. And what's going to happen in the Senate? Well, we'll see. When Georgia has their runoff election, personally, I think runoff elections are stupid. I don't think that they are a fair way of operating. But Georgia has obviously been shown to be a very unfair state with their electoral rules. But that's something for their state legislature. They're going to have to fix that for the next version, for the next election. So, here we are. So, my prediction right now is that, the Republicans are going to maybe win one of the seats of Georgia. So you're going to end up with a slim majority for Republicans in the Senate. I believe that there may be some power plays taking place in the House, and hopefully the result will be that we'll at least get a moderate who the Republicans and the Democrats can agree upon for the Speaker of the House, instead of a political player like Pelosi, who is just horrible. She's absolutely horrible. She literally held the American people hostage for months and months on additional aid to help overcome the economic pain caused by these stupid lockdowns. All because she was hoping that in doing so it would cause Trump to lose. Well, regardless of whether Trump lost the election or not, I think on the surface he lost, but shallowly under the surface it looks like there was significant fraud. Don't know if it was enough fraud to have turned the election, but it sure looks like it might have been. But at this point, without Congress acting on it, it doesn't really matter. So here you go. I think most likely that's going to be what happens. Biden's going to be president, and Congress is going to be just deadlocked at a point of being completely split evenly between Republicans and Democrats. And hopefully what it's going to do is it's going to force them to work together. And hopefully the Republicans don't just bow down and give in to whatever the heck the Democrats want, because that's the absolute worst thing that could happen. Because the Democrats are frankly just nutcases. They're absolutely insane at this point. I don't trust them at all. The Republicans, they're not much better, but at least they hold at least they pretend to support traditional values and support conservative thinking, and but in the end, what does it matter so long as we can take care of our families? Yeah, I am really worried about a lot of things that could happen, but what I do know that I can control is I can control how I behave around my family. I can control how I behave around other people. I can control myself, and in so doing, I can make my own little world a little bit better, even if not perfect. Even if there's tons of external problems that are causing problems. So long as internally, within me and my family, I can make it the best that I can, regardless of the circumstances, then I think you will see happiness regardless. And that's where I am. I'm focused on pursuing happiness with my family. And with that, I bid you adieu again. Again, I'm the Colorblind Architect. Peace out.